Hey guys, this is Charlie, the predestined piper. Today I'm smoking some Newminster Superior round slices, I believe they're called, in this beautiful GBD seconds pipe that I just got in. I cleaned it up a bit tonight. I need to get all the oxidation off the stem and kind of get some of that off and just, clean up a bit more, but I made sure it was in good smoking fashion. So I'm on a little bit of a estate pipe kick. I love GBDs. This one's cool. It's got a little, not a pencil shank, but definitely a slimmer shank and a large bowl. So looks good. All pipes are gonna be a bit forward heavy, but this one's real heavy compared to how much I can clench on it. But once I put a rubber bit on it, it won't be a problem. So anyway, I wanted to talk real quick about lighters because that is very important. The three main things you need to smoke a pipe are four: a pipe, tobacco, a tamper of some sorts, but you can use your finger, and some way to create a flame, right? So there's a few ways. First off, you can use a matchbook, right? You can light your match, light your pipe, and call it a day. And honestly, that's one of the better ways to do it. You can also use what's called a cedar stick, which is a thin strip of cedar that you would light on fire, which you need another way to light a fire for, and then put it for a pure perfect taste, or whatever the old timers say. But I have a few options for y'all. The first one is Lotus Lighters. Sorry, I got some tobacco on there. There's all sorts of different brands that do pipe lighters. What's nice is it's a perfect, adjustable flame, refillable. Light my pipe very well. A lot of these pipe lighters, though, have little tools inside of them. So I have two of these Lotuses. Has a little scraper. I'm not too keen on this scraper, but a nice little tamper so I can, do my tamping. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble keeping this lit right now. It's a little wet. Now, your second option is, one of my favorites. There's a lot of options. You can have any sort of soft flame. I wouldn't use a torch. You're going to totally torch up your bowl. But I love those IM Coronas. I'm not going to spend $150 on a lighter. I think this was like 30 or 40. That's about the max that I'll spend on a lighter, very rarely. But another option is the good old trusty Zippo. So these are great. They look very classic. And what I have in here is a butane pipe lighter insert, right? So instead of the flame coming out the top, it comes out the side where that hole is. And you want to use butane because the lighter fluid will kind of mess up the flavor of your tobacco. But I throw this in my little Zippo, right? And I go. The only thing I will say about these butane ones is there's no way to adjust the flame, and it's a fairly large flame. And so that's a lot for a pipe sometimes. So you got to be real careful. Sometimes you can find kind of the right angle, and it works out eventually. Now, if you don't want to spend $20, $30, $40, $150, $1,000 on a pipe lighter, go grab yourself a Bick, $3 or $4. These are great. You just angle them down, light them, very easy. I like to take the little metal piece off so I can just easily light it all day long. You're never gonna have problems, and if you do, go buy another one at any gas station. I also keep a mini Bick in my car to just throw in my pocket on the go. Along with that, I have a clipper lighter that is about the same size as this Bick. But my favorite lighter that I am lighting most of my pipes with on the daily is a mini clipper, right? So small, right? But what's nice about this is if I angle it down, I get a good flame, right? And you can replace the flint on it, and it is refillable at the bottom, which is great. I mean, all of these are refillable except for these Bicks, and they're all, you know, good, whatever. But what I love the most about it is it's cylindrical, and it's about the perfect size to tamp really any pipe. So if I do this, if I keep this in my pocket, I don't need to carry a tamper, right? When you're traveling with pipes or walking around town with pipes, one of the most important things to do is figure out, okay, how can I carry as little as possible, especially in the summer when I'm wearing board shorts or something. So these are great. I'll be lighting my pipe a lot with these from now on. And they're also great because along with the Bicks, you can take them on airplanes. And, you know, if you take one of these on an airplane, it is getting taken, right? So that's my little 2 cents, quick little video on lighting my pipe lighters. You know, it's important to think about these things. What are we using, right? So often I think about tampers. I use a check tool most of the time, but I also love this little, you know, tool that a family friend gave me. Sometimes I use my finger, right? Sometimes you burn your finger a little bit, but it's a little callous from how often I use my finger. But as you know, kind of grow in your pipe journey, you start to learn what you like and don't like. You learn what works for you, right? I found this clipper 2 months ago, been using it every day since. For a while I was carrying this around, and then I was leaving it in coat pockets and forgetting where it was, and somehow found it again. And it's too bulky for the summer, but great winter lighter that I'll be carrying more. So figuring out what works for you is very important. Yeah, so with that, happy piping. God bless.